Welcome back to Banujwad PU College online classes. In the last session, we had thought about light. We have discussed complete about the light, how it is going to be affecting on the organism's life. We discussed clearly. Now, in this session, we will discuss about the soil. About the soil. Now, you can see the nature and properties of soil. Nature and properties of soil. The nature and properties of soil in the sense, properties of soil means whether it is maybe a physical properties or chemical properties or biological properties. These all the properties of soil is mainly depends upon climate of the area. Climate of the area. In one area, soil is having one kind of the properties. In one area, for example, in Belgaum district, the soil properties are different. If you go to the Bangalore, their soil properties are going to be differs. The reason is mainly because of climatic conditions. Because of climatic conditions. And second one, based on the weathering process. Based on the weathering process. What is mean by the weathering process actually? Weathering process means, for example, if you see here, it is a big rock. It is a big rock which is present in a one place. Okay. Now, this rock is going to be breakdowning after few years or few years after. If you see, this rock is going to be breakdowning into small particles, and finally it becomes into soil. Okay, the process of breakdowning of rocks into a soil, the process is called as a weathering process. This weathering process also takes place in different ways, that is with the help of the physical process and with the help of the chemicals and with the help of the biological, the weathering process may occurs. Physical means because of rain or because of temperature. Okay, the rock is going to be breakdowning. Because of rising rainy season and again winter season, again summer season. Because of that, changing of the climatic condition physically, that also affecting on the breakdowning of the rock. That process of breakdowning is called as a physical weathering. And chemical weathering means based on the pH changes and acid rains. These all are influencing, or these are helpful for the breakdowning of the rocks. That process we can call it as a chemical weathering process. Biological weathering process means nothing but, we know in the first year we had discussed while discussing bryophytes. Okay, lichens we have discussed. These lichens and bryophytes together, they will grow on the top of this rock. If you take here lichens plus bryophytes were growing on this place. They will some days after, they will release some chemical substances over on this rock. These chemical substances are helpful for the breakdowning of the, or produce cracks over on the rock, and after that this rock is going to be breakdowning into small pieces, and finally it forms a soil. Biological means with the help of the biological organisms or living organisms are helpful for the breakdowning of rocks is called as biological weathering. Chemical substances are helpful for the breakdowning of rocks is called as a chemical weathering. And rain and temperature and some of the other climatic conditions are helpful for the breakdowning of rock is called as a physical weathering process. Okay, clear. Now, the next one, whether soil is transported or sedimentary. It is also one of the factor affecting on the properties of the soil. It is transported soil or sedimentary soil. It means that, or else we can say it as a transported soil or residual soil. Okay, two types are there. Types of soil in that mainly we are discussing two types of soil: residual soil and transported soil. Transported soil. Residual soil and transported soil means nothing but residual soil. If you take up here, one rock is there, for example, here only the rock is going to be breakdowning. Breakdowning of rock may occurs in the same place, and in the same place we are observing the soil also. The same soil is there in the parent rock. The soil is there in one place. The parent rocks also present on the same place. It belonging to the same place. These two are belonging to the same place. We can say it as a residual soil. It means that, for example, in one area, for example, the soil, this is one particular habitat. In this habitat, one big rock is there. This big rock is breakdowning in this habitat. It forms a soil in the same habitat. This process, is called as a residual soil, or else in the sedimentary soil. And transported soil means nothing but breakdowning of rock takes place in one habitat, but this soil is transported into another habitat. The soil is transported into another habitat. For example, habitat A, rock is there in the habitat A, and soil transported into habitat B. Okay, this type of the formation of soil is called as a transported soil. Residual soil means in the same place rock is breakdowning, in the same place soil will be there, and soil formation also takes place in the same place. But in case of transported soil, breakdowning of rock is occurs in one place, but soil will transport it into another place. Such soil is called as a transported soil. It is also determining the properties of the soil. Okay, right. Now the next one, characteristics of the soil. The characteristics of the soil depends upon the soil composition. Soil composition means nothing but what it contains actually in the soil. Based on that, we are deciding the characteristics of the soil. What is the composition of soil actually? How much mineral matter is presented in the soil means, that is especially mineral matter is 40% of mineral matter is there in the composing in the soil, and 10% of organic matter is composed in the soil. The soil composition of soil, if you take, 40% of mineral matter is presented and 10% of organic matter will be there, and 25% of water is present in the soil, and 25% of air is present in the soil between the soil particles, and 25% of air is presented between the soil particles. These four things are presented in the soil. This is, we can say it as a soil composition. Soil composition. Clear? Now the next one, grain size also determine the characteristics of the soil. Grain size in the sense particle size. Particle size. Particle size, if you observe in the soil, different types of the soils we have seen. Clay soil, silt soil, sand soil, different soils are there. If you take up clay soil, the particle size range less than 0.002 degrees, 0.002 millimicrons, okay, presented. And if you take up silt soil, here we are observing 0.0022 to 0.02 mm. Grain size is there. If you see fine sand means which the sand we are using for the constructing of the slab. Okay, those sand, the particles, if you observe it, the range, particle size is range between 0.022 to 0.2 micron size, micrometer size. And if you take up coarse sand, here we are observing particle size 0.2 to 2 micron, okay, 2 micrometers size. And if you take up gravel or stones, it is especially we are using for the tar roads constructing purposes or tar road wearing purposes, we are using this one. This is ranging, the particle size is more than 2 mm. More than 2 mm. These particle size also one of the characteristics of the soil. And final characteristic, that is the aggregation. Aggregation means nothing but how the soil particles are going to be binding, whether the gaps are there or gaps are not there. How the soil particles were presented. Okay, based on that also, this is also one of the characteristics of the soil. What is the use of these characters actually? What will determine with the help of this characteristic of the soil means, we will determine with the help of this characteristics of the soil, percolation rate as well as water holding capacity of the soil. Okay, what is meant by the percolation actually? Percolation means it refers to the movement of water or filtering of water through the layers of soil. We know very well different layers of soil is there. Top soil, top layer, and different origins of the soil also we know. A origin, B origin, C origin, O origin, we know different layers. From the top to bottom, the movement of water or filtering of water takes place through these all the layers of the soil. This filtering process is called as a percolation. Percolation. Okay, this percolation also depends upon the characteristics of the soil, and as well as water holding capacity. Water holding capacity also depends upon the characteristics of the soil. For example, if you take up sand, sand particle size is big, so that gaps also more presented between the particle to particle. Here, if you observe it, percolation rate is very high. Percolation rate is high. More percolation rate we are going to be observing. Here, water holding capacity is less. Because holding capacity is less, percolation is more. In the sand, if you take up clay, this is sand. If you take up clay, in the clay soil, if you observe it, particle size is very small. Okay, so that the gap between the particle to particle is very less. So that here percolation rate is very less and water holding capacity is high. Water holding capacity is high. Based on these characteristics of the soil, we will determine the soil, whether it is good for the growing of plants or not. How much percolation rate is there? How much water holding capacity is there for this soil? Which plants are requiring more water holding capacity? And which plants are requiring more percolation rate? These all things we will observe clearly based on these characteristics. Clear? Right. Now the next one, if you observe it here, these characteristics, whichever the characteristics we are discussing here, these characteristics along with parameters, some of the parameters such as pH and mineral composition as well as topography, okay, these are determining type of vegetation and as well as type of animals present in that area. It means that the characteristics of the soil which is helpful for the growing of different kinds of the plants. Some soils are suitable for the growing of some plants and other soils are suitable for, because different plants are growing in different areas of different soils. They need the different soils because some are requiring more water. Okay, some are requiring less water, because if you observe it in the desert plants requiring very less water, so that they are requiring sand soil. And if you see, some of the plants were growing in completely in always 24 hours. If you see some amount of the water is presented, the water holding capacity of soil is more, that is nothing but clay soil. Some plants were growing on the clay soil, but most of the plants were requiring loamy soil. Most of the plants were growing on the loamy soil. The reason is loamy soil contains equal amount of fine particles and equal amount of the sand particles. Okay, so that this type of the soil is suitable for the growing of any kind of the plant. Loamy soil is the best soil for the growth of the plant. Clear? Now you can see the characteristics of the soil as well as parameters like as a pH. Some plants are requiring acidic pH to grow, and some plants are requiring neutral pH. Some plants are requiring alkaline pH for their growth. Along with that, composition of minerals. It means that some are requiring sulfur for their growth, some are requiring nitrogen for their growth. Example, leguminous plants. Leguminous plants needed the nitrogen. For that purpose only we have seen nitrogen fixation. There we are explaining clearly how the nitrogen fixation takes place, which is helpful for the leguminous plants. Okay, based on the requirement, which type of the mineral is presented, and as well as topography. Topography means structure of the soil. Structure of the soil, or else we can say it as a topography. That is nothing but as a slopes and hill places, rocky places, and based on that also the plant growing in that area. Okay, based on this topography, based on the pH, based on the mineral composition, along with these characteristics, which type of plants were growing we can decide it, and as well as which type of plants are growing and which type of animals were there in that place also we can determine clearly. We can determine clearly based on that characteristics as well as parameters. See that? Now the next one, most of the plants and aquatic animals are requiring acidic pH for their growth. Most of the plants as well as and aquatic animals are need a acidic conditions for their growth. Acidic conditions for their growth. And other organisms, remaining organisms are need maybe a neutral conditions, or some are requiring a basic conditions for their growth or for their survival. Okay, fine. Now the next one, a number of minerals, their availability and concentration. I told you that mineral composition. Based on the concentration, based on the availability of minerals, distribution of microbes as well as plants and animals we are observing in that area. If you see the mineral composition basis, the nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, these are the minerals. Based on the mineral availability, based on the type of minerals, based on the concentration, we can observe the microbes, how it is presented, means how many number of microbes are there in that area, and what type of plants are there in that area, what type of animals are presented in that area, we can determine clearly, we can observe it clearly. Right. Now the next one, topography. Next one, topography. Topography means physical features of earth. Physical features of earth such as hill places, plain places, slope places, rocky places. Okay, some plants are specially growing in the hill places, some plants are growing on the plain places, and some are growing on the slopy areas, some are growing on the rocky areas. Okay, etc. Affects these conditions also, these are the topographic factors also affecting the distribution of plants and animals. Distribution of plants and animals. It means that most of the animals and plants were growing on the plain surfaces. If you take up these things into hill places, it will not grow. Okay, these topographic factors also important while we are selecting the place to grow the particular plants in that area. These topographic factors also very important for the growth of the plants as well as for the type of animals which are presented in that area. What type of plants are needed for that animals, such kind of animals only can depends upon those can presented in that areas. Clear? Fine. Now the next one you can see, similarly sedimentary characteristics in aquatic environment. Aquatic environment means nothing but if you see in the lake, bottom region of the lake, we can call it as a benthic region. In that benthic region also, some of the organisms were presented, I told you clearly, like predators, and some of the carnivores were there in that area. And as well as, you can see, similarly, sedimentary characteristics and aquatic environment determine the type of benthic animals which are presented in that area. It is nothing but, it is very important MCQ for even NEET. It means that exactly what is the meaning of this one is benthic animals. Benthic animals means bottom layer of the water body. Okay, water body, if you take, this is the top layer, this is the bottom layer of water body, top, and this is the bottom. In this bottom, we are observing some sedimentary things. Sedimentary things means some calcium, phosphorus, potassium are observing in these places. Based on this sedimentary material, means here, for example, calcium is there, and if calcium is there present more in this place, we can determine calcium cells containing animals were presented in this benethic region. If the phosphorus is there, we come to know that phosphorus composition, phosphorus more containing more amount of phosphorus present in their cells are cells. More amount of the phosphorus is present in their body, we come to know that. If the potassium is there, we come to know that the organisms which are containing more amount of potassium, such organisms only presented in this benethic region. We come to know that clearly when we see the what kind of sedimentary material is present in the benethic region. Clear? Now once again note it down these all things clearly. Okay, right. Thank you.